Indian Standard Time at Awaaz, South Asia. Rajesh is a very senior journalist with a lot of experience. He has been with Jansatta and BBC and other media organizations, and right now he is reporting for from Ayodhya for TV9. But he's also taken out the time to speak to us. So thank you very much for being with us, Rajesh. And I wanted to ask you to tell me about what happened today. Today, the inauguration of the temple, the consecration of the temple has taken place. Prime Minister Modi was present. He performed the consecration. What is this? How would you describe this moment in India's cultural, religious, and political spheres?
I think it's a turning point. It's a defining moment. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just finished his speech, and he covered a lot of points. His speech was not particularly political. He was trying to be more on the, trying to talk about culture more specifically and religion and India's history, India's future. It was not a political, directly political speech, but politics, when Prime Minister speaks, politics was there. He talked about his travels to South India on Ramayan path, where Lord Ram was, he went to South India, he went to Rameshwaram and Panchavati and Guruvayur. Sorry?
He went to Dhanushkodi, from where it is said the bridge to Lanka was built.
Yes, he mentioned a few South Indian places in South India, and there was a specific purpose of mentioning those points because he's trying to expand. He's trying to expand into South India. His party is not very strong in South India, as everyone knows. So his main battle, he thinks, his party's main battle will be fought in South Indian states. There are other indications also. The idol of Lord Ram, the way it has been made, I think it's not a North Indian style. People are saying
it's not a marble idol. It is a rock. It's a black rock.
Rock, granite, rock, marble, and it looks more like a South Indian rather than a North Indian white marble deities as we see in North India.
Right.
And then I'm told there were Vedic Brahmins, Brahmin boys who came from South India. They were chanting Vedic hymns and all.
From the Veda Pathshalas.
There's a lot of emphasis on India.
Right.
Yes, I suppose so. I don't know where they came from, but yeah, that's where they. I think so. So they were chanting Vedic hymns. So there was a lot of emphasis on South India. And one remarkable thing is that when Prime Minister Modi came to power in 2014, and there was trouble for Notebandi, the demonetization.
Yes.
So he asked for 60 months.
Yes.
Do you remember that? So he asked for 60 months, and then he is not. Then he started talking about 2047. Yeah, India will be a developed country in 2047. Now, in this speech, he is talking about 1,000 years from now. So he is saying that India has taken a new turn. India
civilizational time
civilizational turn. Yes, India has taken a new civilizational turn, and Ram is the implicit meaning of his speech was that Ram is going to be the pivot of India in future. So rest of the things, this is he didn't say anything directly, but this is the message we are all getting.
I mean, the whole project is, in any case, a coming together of the religious and the cultural and the political in every. It has been that since this whole movement began in the 1980s, right, by the BJP. So it is a fusing of all these elements. and it has achieved its culmination in a sense today.
So Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his speech said Ram is not about controversy. Ram provides solution. So forget about all controversies, forget about all those bitterness, whatever happened in the past. Yes, and the very fact that RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat was present there in the Sanctum Sanctorum, he made a speech and he talked about the past struggles, as he put it. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also talked about Ram in his speech in a very reconciliatory manner. He said Ram is not vivad. Ram is not about controversy. Ram provides solutions. So he urged all those people who did not agree with the Ram Janmabhoomi movement, he urged them to rethink their position and acknowledge that Ram has been established as a national deity. I mean, I'm not quoting him, it's not his words, but implicit meaning of his speech was that Ram is timeless, he's beyond time. So everybody else should also acknowledge this and join the mainstream. Then he's
so tell me, how is this?
Wait a minute. Then he talked about 1,000 years from now. So he said, Ram and India, we want to take India in the next 1,000 years. How India is going to be, what shape India is going to take. Today is the moment when it is decided that in the next 1,000 years, where India will be. So he's being very philosophical, very futuristic, very Hindu-oriented, but very Hindutva-oriented, I should say.
So you just said that this was a reconciliatory kind of, he's speaking very philosophically, very generally. So how does this, how are Muslims reacting to it? How do you think Muslims would react to it? Because this Hindus are treating this, or Hindutvavadis are treating this as a moment of triumph, of, overturning a 500-year-old history with Muslims, and that, this is the moment when they have reclaimed a land from their land from a mosque. A mosque has been demolished to build this temple, and in essence, therefore, this is victory against Muslims. So this just general speech that Prime Minister Modi has made, in which he talks about a millennium, in which he talks about, let the past be past, let everybody accept this new moment and think of India now in civilizational terms for 1,000 years more. How is this going to go down amongst minorities in this country?
I think the minorities are very clear that they have lost their claim on the Ram Janmabhoomi, Babri Masjid, that piece of land. And there was a clear verdict from the Supreme Court that the land belongs to the Ram temple or Hindus. They have accepted that. But they also know that there are two other controversial issues, one in Banaras, the other in Mathura, Gyanvapi Mosque and the Eidgah in Mathura.
Yeah.
And it has gone off the BJP's or Hindutva organizations' radar. It's very much on their agenda, and they have not given up claim on these two sides. And minorities, especially
Mohan
Muslims,
Bhagwat has said that we should not start looking for.
They are very clear about it that this is going to be, and these two issues are going to be very, very important in the next, politically very important in the next, coming 5 to 10 years.
So, in a sense, Prime Minister Modi was saying that he has inaugurated Ram Rajya, isn't it? Is that the essence of his speech?
Yes, Ram. This is when he says it's a turning point, and this is the precursor to Ram Rajya. And I think UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said this. Plus, the message coming out of all three speeches, three important speeches, Mohan Bhagwat, Prime Minister Modi, and Yogi Adityanath. So they are emphasizing that this is the beginning of Ram Rajya. But you asked me before we started recording this, you asked me what is the concept of Ram Rajya. even the RSS has no clear-cut idea, or they have not articulated it, what Ram Rajya actually means in modern times. Of course, we have a model of Ram Rajya, and Tulsi Das has written about it. Dehik Devik Bhautik Tapa Ram Rajya Kahu Hi Nahi Vyapa, which means, I'm sorry, which means everybody will be happy, everybody will be healthy and prosperous. There will be no sadness or, so
No
that
one
was the
locked their
concept.
doors. People kept their homes open. There was light everywhere.
Yes,
Everybody was
yes.
prosperous. No one was sad.
Yeah, but
All the things. But
in
modern India
modern
is not like that.
in modern India, yes, in modern India, if you ask an RSS functionary or a BJP leader, what is the blueprint of Ram Raj?
Hmm.
So I don't think they have a very clear-cut idea. Is it going to be different from the republic that India is at the moment?
Mhm.
Are they going to change it? They are very ambiguous about it. They don't, I mean, officially, they don't talk about changing the constitution, for example. And Ram Rajya, of their vision,
Mhm.
cannot be established unless you scrap this constitution, change it, replace it with a Hindu constitution. So, which is not on the agenda of the BJP at the moment.
There are two things here. One is Hindu Shastra, for which constitutional changes need to be made, right? And in order to make it a Hindu republic, as it were. The other is Ram Rajya. Any ruler can promise Ram Rajya, because Ram Rajya is where people are happy. It doesn't need a constitutional change. I'm asking you, by inaugurating Ram Rajya, has unemployment disappeared? Has poverty disappeared? Has malnutrition disappeared? Now, will people ask Modi that question? Will people ask Modi and his chief ministers and his MPs, where is our Ram Rajya? There is crime. There are crimes against women. There is, there is unemployment. There's poverty. People don't have enough to eat. They have to be given free rations. So, where is Ram Rajya? Will they be held accountable for Ram Rajya?
It's a symbolic thing. It's a Ram Rajya. They don't have any model of modern Ram Rajya, how a modern Ram Rajya would look like. But it's a symbolic thing which resonates with a larger portion of population in India. Everyone has heard at least of Ram Rajya, which was in the past, during when Ram was there, when Ram was the ruler. So it's just a symbolic thing. All they want to, I think,
hold him accountable.
I think all they want to do is they want to establish a Hindu Rajya, which the RSS has articulated so many times. Mohan Bhagwat has said so many times that India is a Hindu Rashtra. There's no need to establish it.
Yeah.
Basically, this whole symbolism is going to help the BJP and the RSS to establish Hindu supremacy. Supremacy of the Hindu population. It necessarily doesn't mean a theological Hindu Rashtra or a
constitutional
with an inverted Ram Raj. Oh, yes.
Will it? But are they? The manner in which they have taken liberties with the constitution. They have upturned every constitutional propriety. They violated the constitution right from the participation of the prime minister in this whole religious ceremony as the chief consecrator of this temple. Everything has been thrown to the winds. Declaring the holidays, the central government holidays. Even the Indian Army is on holiday, half-day leave today, and the hospitals are on holiday. So all those things put together, it hasn't been very difficult for them to do this. They just announced it and it's done. So do you think that making a constitutional change in order to make this, to give this the finishing touch, as it were, is going to be difficult for them?
K.N. Govindacharya is one of the ideologues of the RSS. He's no longer a member of the BJP and he's practically out of the RSS. But once a Swayam Sevak, always a Swayam Sevak. K.N. Govindacharya is on record saying that we will replace this constitution because this constitution lacks Indianness, Bharatiyata. There has to be elements of Bharatiyata or Indianness in the constitution. And he is on record saying that our teams are working on a parallel constitution. I mean, anyone can say that Govindacharya doesn't matter in the larger scheme of things as far as the BJP and RSS are concerned. But this is how the whole Ram Janmabhoomi temple movement started. It was the VHP in the beginning, which raised the voice in favor of Ram Janmabhoomi temple and against Babri Mosque. And then later on, all these affiliate organizations like Bajrang Dal and other organizations, ABVP, and later BJP, they joined in. So similarly, at the moment, it's difficult to predict that they will scrap this constitution and they will do something really drastic to usher in a Hindu Rashtra. I'm not in a position to say that. Nobody can predict it. But the majoritarian view or the supremacy of Hindu majoritarianism has been, I think, to some extent established in the minds of the people. I don't know how this election is going to take. I mean, maybe in different states it will take a different shape. In North India, probably results will be in BJP's favor. In South India, they might be against the BJP to a large extent. That's why Prime Minister Narendra Modi is trying very, very hard to expand his influence and his party's influence in southern states. Yeah.
So my question to you, this is my last question, and I'll let you go after this, is because, India has been the only country in this whole region that has so far been, a secular democracy, a secular republic. There's no official religion. Around us, we have Islamic countries, Islamic republics, we have Buddhist countries. There was a Hindu monarchy in Nepal, and they had a huge struggle to overturn that. And finally, they became a constitutional republic, a secular constitutional republic. So you're saying that perhaps we may go in the opposite direction. But the experience of these countries that have official state religions has not been a happy one, as we know. Whether you take Sri Lanka, whether you take Myanmar, whether you take Pakistan, and even Bangladesh to an extent, there has been violence, there's been bloodshed against the minorities. So how do you see this? India becomes a Hindu Rashtra. What is actually in store for India?
Okay, so it's common knowledge that the BJP is not very happy with Nepal turning into a republic.
Yeah.
Because they always wanted a Hindu Rashtra. Now, all these political parties, and especially particularly talking about Nepal, all these Republican political parties, they messed up basically, including the Maoist party and the Congress and Nepalese Congress. They messed up. And the RSS has become very, very active in Nepal. And they openly do it. They want Nepal to revert to a Hindu Rashtra.
Yeah.
So the Hindutva forces, Hindutva organizations are taking out processions, especially in the Madhes area, and they are asking for a Hindu Rashtra. Politicians like Ravindra Mishra, who was my colleague in the BBC, they are pro-monarchy and pro-Hindutva.
Right.
The RSS have had very close relationship with the monarchy in Nepal, with the kings in Nepal, and they supported all along. They supported a Hindu Rashtra. But now, since Nepal has become a republic, it's not good news for the BJP and the RSS. They kept opposing it. Okay, if there are analysts in Nepal and in India who feel that if Nepal goes back to Hindu Rashtra, for example, if it happens, so the nature of this Hindu Rashtra will be completely different from the original Hindu Rashtra that Nepal was. Nepal was a Hindu Rashtra, but it was not a anti-minority fanatic Hindu Rashtra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Muslims were very happy there. Christians were free to espouse their religion. So there are apprehensions that if Nepal reverts to Hindu Rashtra, the Hindu Rashtra this time around will be completely different. It will be a political an ideological Hindu Rashtra, as opposed to the Hindu Rashtra that Nepal was, where it was a benign sort of Hindu Rashtra, when minorities were also there, more traditional Hindu Rashtra. But now, since RSS has expanded its influence in Nepal, and all these processions and protests which are happening in Nepal, they are heavily influenced by Hindutva forces of India. So the nature of the Hindu Rashtra in Nepal, if it goes back to those things, will be completely different. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And in Pakistan, if you're talking about Pakistan as an Islamic state, of course, that is an anathema. I mean, Pakistan, according to the BJP and RSS, it is in ruins because of its Islamic nature, Islamic state. This is what they say.
We become a Hindu Pakistan in that case. No, if we become a Hindu Rashtra, the whole idea of being a secular republic was to prove that Pakistan was a wrong idea. And now if we become a Hindu Rashtra, we prove them right, in a sense. Don't you think?
You know, my opinion is completely different. But if you ask RSS people and BJP people, they say there is no comparison between Islam and Hinduism. We are Sanatanis. We are the Dharma. We believe in Dharma. We will not go the way Pakistan, went. We will not that path. We will follow our Sanatan path, which is righteous and all-encompassing. Ram Rajya, जहाँ कोई दैहिक दैविक भौतिक ताप नहीं होगा, nobody will be suffering. So they don't want a comparison between Pakistan and India, Pakistan a religious state or Islamic state, India is a Hindu state. They say even if India becomes a Hindu state, it will be completely different because we will be the heaven on earth.
On that note about what is to come, heaven or something else, we will keep our fingers crossed. And I will say goodbye to you, Rajesh Joshi. Thank you for being with us on this program, India Standard Time at Awaaz South Asia. You gave us of your very valuable time. You've been busy elsewhere with other programs. Thank you so much. It was really enlightening speaking to you. And I'm sure our viewers also found your commentary very insightful and enlightening. Yeah. Thank you so much, Rajesh.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, viewers, for watching this program. And if you like it, press the subscribe button and follow us for updates at awaazsouthasia.com.